Hi, welcome to Future Technos Canon fans. Get ready because something big is coming. The long-rumored Canon EOS R4 is shaping up to be an absolute flagship powerhouse. From next-gen specs to pro-level performance, this mirrorless beast might just redefine the game. Let's dive into everything we know so far. Canon's EOS R lineup has steadily carved out a commanding place in the mirrorless camera space, offering tailored options for everyone from seasoned professionals to ambitious hobbyists. The EOS R5 captured major attention with its cutting-edge video features and a high-resolution 45-megapixel sensor, while the EOS R6 struck a chord with photographers who prioritize speed, low-light performance, and value. Together, they've established a complementary duo, each serving distinct creative needs. At first glance, the rumored EOS R4 seemed poised to slot neatly between these two, perhaps as a hybrid that balances price and performance. But a deeper look at the alleged specs raises more questions than it answers. Whispers of a 40-megapixel sensor, comfortably above the R6's 24.2-megapixel, but still shy of the R5, suggest it wouldn't truly lead in resolution. Meanwhile, speculation around Canon's advanced Digic X Plus processor hints at gains in autofocus precision and low-light handling. But again, this wouldn't represent a massive leap over the R5. For video shooters, the EOS R4 was rumored to offer 8K at up to 60 frames per second, support for Canon Log 2 and 3, and advanced connectivity features like Wi-Fi 6E and Bluetooth 5.2. Throw in dual card slots and pro-level weather sealing and you've got a solid package on paper. The problem is that almost all of these features already exist in the R5, or closely resemble what Canon's current lineup provides. So what niche would the R4 actually fill? Canon tends to avoid crowding its own product lines, with clear divisions between each camera's purpose. That makes the R4's potential positioning feel murky, more like a theoretical bridge than a well-defined addition. If it's merely a stripped-down R5 with a few tweaks, it risks being seen as redundant rather than revolutionary. One intriguing rumor was the inclusion of a redesigned heat dissipation system, perhaps a response to the thermal issues that initially plagued the R5 during intensive 8K recording. While Canon has since taken steps to address this with firmware updates, the R5C and third-party accessories, the R4 was said to employ an entirely new internal cooling mechanism, possibly using heat pipes or vapor chamber tech. However, without verified engineering details, it's unclear whether this would have set the R4 apart meaningfully. Ultimately, the EOS R4's hypothetical value depends on whether it could establish a truly distinct identity within Canon's mirrorless ecosystem. With the R6 series serving fast-action shooters and the R5 catering to resolution-hungry creatives, the R4 would be threading a needle. Unless it brought something genuinely new to the table, it could end up caught in the middle, failing to offer a compelling reason for buyers to choose it over the already strong options on either side. If the rumored Canon EOS R4 had come to fruition, it would likely have been perceived as a light version of the EOS R5. Similar in core capabilities, yet lacking enough differentiation to carve out its own niche. In terms of hardware and performance, the R4 would have sat awkwardly close to the R5, raising a key question. What unique value would it have offered to justify its place in Canon's lineup? But beyond the technical overlap and market segmentation, there's a subtler culturally driven factor that might explain why we haven't seen an R4 and may never. In East Asian cultures, particularly in Japan where Canon is headquartered, the number 4 is widely associated with bad luck due to its phonetic similarity to the word for death in Japanese, Chinese, and Korean. This superstition, known as tetraphobia, often leads to companies skipping the number entirely, much like how buildings in the West often exclude the 13th floor. While Nikon has released cameras labeled D4 and D4s, such decisions remain uncommon and carefully considered. Timing also casts doubt on the existence of the R4. Earlier rumors floated a potential launch in early to mid-2025, but Canon has offered no official confirmation. More tellingly, the usual signs that precede a major camera release, development announcements, patent filings, regulatory certifications, have been completely absent. Historically, genuine Canon releases leave a visible trail before they hit the market. The total lack of such indicators suggests that the EOS R4 is not currently part of Canon's short or mid-term strategy. Even from a pricing standpoint, the R4's theoretical placement poses problems. It would have likely landed in the $3,000 to $3,500 range, but this price band is already well covered. The R5 is regularly discounted and remains an attractive choice for serious creatives. While the R6 series continues to dominate the consumer segment with its strong low-light performance and fast shooting capabilities. The R4, had it existed, would have struggled to attract buyers. It wouldn't have offered enough innovation to pull professionals from the R5, nor enough value to steer budget-conscious users away from the R6 line. One of the clearest signs that the Canon EOS R4 may be more fiction than fact lies in the vagueness of its rumored specifications. When credible leaks surface, they tend to offer highly specific technical information. Details like buffer capacity, frame rates for continuous shooting, video bit rates, supported codecs, stabilization systems, and thermal design. These specifics give weight to a leak and help distinguish genuine pre-release insights from unfounded speculation. In the case of the R4, most of this critical information is conspicuously absent. We've heard vague mentions of 8K recording capabilities, but with no clarity on whether this refers to full-frame oversampling, sensor cropping, or codec limitations. These gaps hint not at insider knowledge, but at speculation driven more by community wish lists than internal development leaks. When you zoom out and look at Canon's broader product roadmap, it becomes even harder to justify the existence of an R4. Canon appears to be doubling down on improving and evolving its already successful models rather than inserting unnecessary complexity into its lineup. The features rumored for the R4 either already exist in the R5 or fall short of offering any meaningful innovation. From a strategic standpoint, introducing such a model would muddy Canon's clean segmentation and likely cause confusion among buyers. There's also the logistical and cultural context to consider. With the number 4 considered unlucky in East Asian cultures, it wouldn't be surprising if Canon chose to bypass the R4 designation entirely. In light of all this, the Canon EOS R4 begins to look less like an upcoming release and more like a placeholder, an idea born from user anticipation rather than Canon's actual product strategy. If you're holding out for this mythical middle ground model, it might be time to reassess. Canon is clearly focused on delivering real solutions for well-defined user bases, not on launching speculative products that could cannibalize their existing successes. The smarter move for most creatives is either to invest in the proven capable models already available or wait for Canon's next confirmed release, one backed by clear signals, not rumors. Speculation, however, will always have its place in the photography community. It keeps the conversation lively, gives enthusiasts a chance to dream, and sometimes even nudges companies toward features people truly want. But at the end of the day, understanding how brands like Canon actually develop, position, and release their products helps ground those conversations in reality. And that brings us to the big question. Do you think there's still room for a camera like the EOS R4 in Canon's mirrorless lineup? Or is it best left on the drawing board as a rumor that never quite took shape? Share your thoughts because your perspective is what keeps this discussion alive. Thanks for watching Future Technos. If you enjoyed this deep dive, make sure to subscribe for more updates, reviews, and analysis on the latest tech shaping the future of image.